We go up in Class 4, race number 6, the first of our Class 3 contests. This is over the 1,200 metres, headed by calculation. Gear change here, course and distance for the first time. Breeder Star was a course and distance winner back in May. Best Step, he's won 2 of his 3 starts here, course and distance, beating Charity Glory last time out. Roundabout, first start for Tony Millard, first up for the season. Master Albert's been beaten favourite on all 3 starts so far. Thor the Greatest likes to roll, he's got barrier 8. Charity Glory behind Best Step last time out, and Silly Buddies off a mark of 60. Is eligible, of course, for a class drop. Now we've made our way to the touchscreen here to have a look at this speed map, Brett, because it's an interesting one with Best Step, who's been in fantastic form of late, likes to dominate, get up on the speed, but he's come up with barrier 11.
Yeah, it looks a little tricky for him, doesn't it? He was quite an impressive winner last start. Look, Andrew, as you've touched on already, Master Albert, the horse down the bottom here, he's the interesting runner in the race. Admittedly, he has been beaten favourite at his first 3 all at Shah 10. Now he comes to the Valley, where he has won a recent trial. Potentially, I think Joe might be sort of looking to maybe try and get a little bit closer onto the back of Thor the Greatest. He was quite handy in that recent trial. If he can't, he might have to settle here. But he's going to be probably favourite. And I'm going to end up tipping him again because I think he's potentially got the biggest engine. The problem for Best Step is that can he get across horses like Circuit King and Thor the Greatest? And All Best Friends is potentially a little chance of trying to sort of kick up and hold out Thor the Greatest as well initially. At the end of the day, I think all of this put together does produce a solid pace, which will eventually help, all being equal, Master Albert.
210 favourite at the moment.
You're jumping off, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Well, surprise has gone as far as that's concerned. Paul, what have they been looking in the mornings?
Well, the first one we'll have a look at is calculation. He's got a little gear change calculations. He's got the earplugs on. We saw that work with Blizzard last season, and like, he's looking well. He's obviously won his debut run here and hasn't really lived up to it, so he's coming to Happy Valley at this stage. Best Steps come out of his last start with no problems, and he's going very nicely as well, as you can see. The question is whether he can slot in or not, as Brett highlighted on that speed map for him, but he's quite a progressive horse, Best Step. And his Thor the Greatest is working really nicely down the back straight, really stretching out well as he comes down. But this is how he generally works anyway, so no major change there. Matthew Poon will take the £7 off him.
All right, let's start and have a look at a few of them. Starting off with Best Step. Winning form is good form, and he's in plenty of that, beating Charity Glory. He finishes off this well and duked him up the inside. Yeah,
look, duked him closed off quite nicely. He'll have to drop back towards the tail, you would think, from 12, but if they cut each other up front, it might suit him. I thought the run from Charity Glory here was terrific. He hasn't won a race still from 27 starts. Karis Teepen will ride him for the first time, but I think he gets his opportunity here. You can see he wanted to sort of hang in there or lay in on the way down the stretch, but he does get a great opportunity, I think, here, because it's harder for Best Step from that wider barrier.
Yeah, that's you'll know your fate with Best Step, I think, after about 200 metres. If he can slot in, if the other 2 take off and he can slot in behind, he's got a really good chance. If he can't, it's going to struggle with it.
All right, he's got £3 for that neck he's got to make up. Might come down to more luck in running, and the ground he's got to make up as much as anything else. But we've talked about Master Albert already. Let's learn more about him with his trainer, Chris So.
Chris, you must have been pleased to see Master Albert finally draw a good barrier.
Yes, very lucky. Yeah, that's why, we speak to the owner, the chairman, Mr. Yip. I think, not every time we get a bad draw. That's why, we try to run in the Happy Valley. Just the draw. If we get a good draw, we get a good chance.
From that good draw, obviously from the bad draws, you've been dictated to for where to ride him, but what would you like to see Joe do from gate 3 here?
Well, I think, everyone knows, Happy Valley, we need a draw. I think, actually, the last 3 times he got a bad draw from 13, 14, he still finished strong. We know the horses got ability, but we just need more luck. That's why, and we think about it, if we move to the Happy Valley, we have to take the same risk, because we may have a chance to outside draw. But anyway, racing is like that, we have to try.
His draws have been 10, 13, 13. Horrible. Comes up with barrier 3 here.
Yeah, it might be the difference, Andrew. Look, he's been costly. He hasn't been disappointing, he's just been costly. So I'm going to stick with him. I think he's got the biggest engine. Trial from Roundabout was all right there, as we saw in that little piece of footage, but I know Roundabout a little better than Master Albert, and I sort of think he's not far away from his ultimately top rating. So I don't think there's too much more to come with him, whereas I think Master Albert has got plenty in the locker.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, he has been reasonably costly leading into this race, but he's had those draws. He's got the right draw now, so this is his time.
Yeah.
He's got to perform tomorrow, I think. Oh, Wednesday night.
Yeah. No, I think roundabout now with Tony Millard as well. First start for him, just floating. He's done that a couple of times.
He did win fresh up last season,
yeah,
roundabout.
I think he's very interesting. Calculation won first up as well. Very disappointing as favourites next time, and well, disappointing again last time.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone wrong with him, Andrew. John Sires has taken the hood off and he's putting the earplugs in, as Paul mentioned when we looked at his track work. He's got some talent. I mean, it's there to see here. They ran 1:23.09. It wasn't an overly quick time. There was a bit of cushion in the track, but it was a very good performance. Chunghwa Spirit out of the pack, can't reach him. But then what's happened this season? Both runs have been very disappointing. So you've got to take him with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
First time on Happy Valley might be a key for him too, though, because he is like a front runner. So I'm going to throw him in. I'll give him a chance.
Yeah, those owners looking for their 100th win as well. They've been sitting on 99 for a while
I
now.
thought they might have got it on Sunday with contributions.
Yeah, well, maybe not with calculation either. But who do you land with, Paul?
Well, we're going to give Master Albert a chance from the low barrier draw. First time at Happy Valley, has really trialled nicely there before, so he's definitely got everything in his favour on this occasion. Calculation, like the earplugs going on, and also like the fact he's coming to Happy Valley for the first time. Best step. Now I've put him in because we've got to know. Because he's a nice horse. He's drawn awkward. He's got the things against him. But if he can slot in, I think he can fill a placing and roundabout with that good fresh up record. 6-1-4-5. But I wouldn't back Master Albert at that price. I'll take a test.
Fair enough. I'll stick with him too. I've tipped him at his first 3 starts and he has got beat, but he's got a very big engine and he's going to be winning eventually, and it might be on Wednesday night. Charity Glory, I think, might give him the most to do. Best Step deserves to be in the tips. The gate's a bit awkward. And then I thought Breeder's Star might be able to sneak in. He over-raced a bit last start. Calculation's an interesting horse. And as we saw from that trial before, roundabout's got to be considered. But 6-10-4-3 in the end. I'm happy to back Charity Glory for a place. I think that might be the way to go here. That's $3.60 currently.
Yeah, I'll be taking on the favourite roundabout for me at $13 at the moment. I'll take that all day. Barrier 2 for him.